What's up, everybody? Matt, your editor-in-chief here from nerdinitiative.com. We have a special episode. As you know, the past couple of years, we have loved to go ahead and really promote and just celebrate comic books. And 2025 was no different. It was a massive year for comic books. There were so many good things out there, whether it was DC, Marvel, Mad Cave, Dynamite was even Dynamite, if you will. So many great comic books. So today, myself, Kat, Tom, and Lauren are going to be presenting our 2025 Cheersies Awards for Best in Comic Books. But before we do that, make sure you like, subscribe, share, follow Nerd Initiative, not only the website, but on YouTube. Now we have launched our podcast, but then also on every social media platform where you can find us. Hit the notification button. Never miss an episode. Never miss a silly tweet, thread, blue sky, whatever we're calling those these days. And let's start it off before we jump into the good stuff. Let's bring everybody in. Welcome, everybody. Tom, how are you doing?
I'm coming at you pre-recorded but direct straight from the Den of Zen. My name's Off the Cuff Tom, Nerd Initiative's pop culture connoisseur. Kat, Matt, and Lauren, always a pleasure.
It's been a while since you've been in the seat. Kat, welcome. How are you tonight?
I am good. I'm just excited to, see who won.
A lot of big comics. And then, of course, you know her. You might know her if you follow us. It's Lauren. Lauren, hey, nice Nerd Initiative shirt.
Thank you.
We're looking real good tonight. So I want to start. What was some of your favorite comic books of 2025 before we jump into the awards?
See, it was definitely a stacked year for comic books. One of my favorites was something I did not expect. And actually, the fourth and final issue of it drops January 7th. So it came out in 2026, but started in 2025. And that was Archie versus Minor Threats. Ooh. Now, the only other Archie comic I had ever read was Jay and Silent Bob. And so obviously that went how you would think it would go. Archie was just in stunned silence to that whole issue. But Archie and Minor Threats. So the Minor Threats world is, Scott Hepburn and Jordan Bloom and Patton Oswalt started it. And this is just a phenomenal world. They started a couple years ago and they keep doing these different 4 to 5 issue runs. And they're building this world more and more. And the bigger it gets, kind of the smaller it gets at the same time. And this Archie one was just, it shouldn't have worked as well as it should, but it was so perfect. And they stuck the landing. And because I was a little concerned because the first 3 issues were phenomenal. And the 4th issue was, again, phenomenal because you have this innocent world of these teenagers. And then Minor Threats is not innocent at all. It is not a comic book for kids. They actually spell out the curse words, but they didn't always do that in Archie versus Minor Threats. They put in the little things, but it was just so much fun. It was action-packed. It's emotional, a lot of generational trauma, and it's funny. And the art is just so good. And there's so many Easter eggs and so much detail. And yeah, I would have to say Archie versus Minor Threats was probably my favorite.
Loved it for generational trauma, everybody. Make sure you write that. Put that on the back of the trade. Generational trauma. That's what we're all about here at Nerd Initiative, baby. Tom, moving to you, man. Comic books. I know I have a feeling, but I would love to know what were some of your favorite books this year?
Number one is, and this was started in 2024, later in 2024, it's Feral.
Oh yeah.
Anybody to know, I have been championing Feral since issue 1. So you can't go wrong there. Power Rangers Prime has been doing pretty good. Unfortunately, we know something is coming up with that. So it is what it is. But Melissa Flores does write phenomenal characters. Stephanie Phillips' Red Before Black was one that came completely out of left field. That I still think that there's more to that series, and you guys know me, I generally don't do the Marvels and the DCs, but when I do get some Marvels, it's always that fun one shot, or of course it's just got to be Jeff. It's all Jeff as far as.
Oh yeah, and that's what I love. I really appreciate because of the fact that you really bring attention to a lot of books that I necessarily wouldn't always read. And I love my Image, I love my Boom. But, Feral is one that you really, because of your reviews for the website, I really got turned on to. And excellent, stellar story. Not one I typically would have just picked up on my own. So thank you for that. And honestly, man, you do a killer job bringing out, all 3 of you guys do such a great job. And speaking of 3, Kat, this is going to be a big night for you, I feel, because there was a lot of Monster High out there. And I know you're a Monster High girly. So what were some of your favorites of the year?
Oh my god, Monster High World Scare, House Hunters, those were 2 big ones for me. Obviously Power Rangers Prime, because it's a series near and dear to me, of course. Jeff the Land Shark from Marvel.
Oh yeah.
there's not enough good things I can say about that book. It's just amazing. Oh, man, and I think Volume 4 of Critical Role's Vox Machina Origins from Dark Horse. That
Ooh.
I was so glad I got to review that because I was so happy to see that.
Yeah, I know like you're big the TTRPGs and you even kind of got to do some of the interviews. So for anybody out there, you're really into that world, like Critical Role, Cat on our YouTube. There's a couple of really good interviews that I think you definitely need to check out that I'm going to link in here as well. And I mean, Tom, you play for keeps. You've been doing a killer job with the Dark Horse. They sent some cool stuff with Fallout. We do have a really fun. So why don't you tell us real quick? I know we're kind of we're here for the comic awards, but what we have a
comic
going?
This is one of the comics. This is part of the Nacelverse. So
what is the what's the giveaway that we got going on right now?
Right now over on nerdinitiative.com and Nerdinitiative, our YouTube channel, because of the fantastic new series from Amazon, and second season of the fantastic breakout series Fallout from Amazon MGM Studios, we are giving away one of these gorgeous Fallout statues. I was put on the spot there, and I'm usually the one that likes to run on. So we're giving away this fantastic Cooper statuette. Stands 7 inches tall, 5 inches at the base. Gorgeous, stunning detail. And the way to win this is you're going to head over to nerdinitiative.com when our brand new episodic reviews come up, and then just leave a comment. And then at the season finale, we're going to throw all the names in a hat or a bucket or a well. I don't know. Maybe we'll throw them in a vault.
Yeah, you read my mind. There we go.
And we're going to pick a winner, and I'm going to send one of them bad boys out. I still have the whole rest of the product line to go through. I've got dog meat. I've got Maximus. I've got Stylized Lucy. So big thank you and big shout out to Dark Horse Direct for hooking us up with some stuff. And make sure that when you play.
That's right. And man, I that Maximus would be stellar. Those figures are sick. This year for comics, Redcoat is my favorite non-big fighting. Brian Hitch, Jeff Johns, Brad Anderson, Rob Lay, Ghost Machine Image. I'm a big historical guy. And then I do got to shout out Jeremy Adams, John Timms, Rex Locust for their work on Aquaman that's been going on right now with DC. They really have made Aquaman a badass again. So
the blue.
Yes. Oh, he's got, Mara's powers, and then there's just a little bit more. And if you haven't read any of that, I don't want to spoil any more than that, but it's kind of like an Indiana Jones type story going on. And it's really, really fun. So cannot recommend that enough, but I think we're here for some awards. I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready for some awards. So why don't we go ahead and kick off the award show season, and let's talk about the best comic 2025. Let me get these drum rolls going. And it is, what do we have, Tom, for the best comic of 2025?
Starting off with best comic book, I don't think this is a huge surprise. If not, we're going to send up the bat signal.
Absolute Batman.
What?
Yes.
Did not see that coming.
I mean, you've been reading this. This should not surprise you one bit.
It shouldn't, but it really is good. Scott Snyder, Nick Dragotta, Frank Martin, DC Comics with their absolute runs has been absolutely on fire. And there is a reason why Absolute Batman issue 1 is on its 10th. Yes. 10th printing. It's sold over like 8 million units. It is really reinvigorated and reignited people's love for comics. I know Tom over there is trying to, fact check me, and that's okay. He can do that, but just know it is the, it's the best comic of the year as voted by the fans. So what are your guys' thoughts real quick before we go off? Absolute Batman. I know I'm caught up. I think I'm the only one that's caught up. Funny enough.
I'm caught up.
Lauren's caught up. Oh my gosh. Lauren isn't a DC fan typically. So what are your thoughts on Absolute Batman?
I think it's been a ton of fun. I've loved the artwork. I love the switch of things because, even if you're not a huge DC person, even if you don't read comic books, you're still very familiar with these characters. So I love that you put it on. Okay, there we go. You put it on Just Me, which is Batman over my face. But it's been such a fun twist just to see, because, Martha's still alive. And so just to see how he grew up with a mother, but of course he still lost his father. He still turns into Batman, but he doesn't have all these resources. But I love the relationship with Alfred. I think that's been one of the most interesting things. And obviously what went down with Bane was very, again, this is hard to say without spoiling, but it was very creative in that ultimate fight with Bane. And I just, it's been a lot of fun. It's been really it's been good. This is the first Batman comic I've ever read issue to issue. Like I have read other ones, but they've always been like
What?
trade backs. So I'm reading this month to month for the
What?
first time ever.
This blows
Single
my mind.
issues of
To be
Batman.
honest with you, that really blows my mind because Lauren, again, not a DC fan, but I know you guys. Tom, have you read any of Absolute Batman yet?
So I have read bits and pieces. I've obviously read number 1. I read everything that came in with the whole all in. I love the fact that, DC and Marvel, we know how they hit that cosmic reboot button every few years. And sometimes it sticks, sometimes it doesn't. More often than not, when it comes to DC, Batman has always been Batman. To see Batman in this new light from Scott Snyder and the fantastic team of superpowers, like he has his own super friends in this absolute universe of creative. It is such a darkly refreshing thing. I'm just going to say that. You can quote me for that one.
It is though. It really is. I mean,
I think
it's not Jim Gordon in a rabbit robot suit. It's not.
No. Oh yeah. Also, he's not rich in this storyline at all, which I think adds some pretty interesting elements.
Right. Especially because that's a huge part of the Batman characters being rich.
Everything. Like why can Batman do this? Well, he has money. Well, not in this universe. Sure doesn't.
It's like, I just bought the hospital or whatever the hell he did. Yeah.
So it is killer. Kat, have you read any of Absolute Batman?
So I'm pretty sure I read up to issue 4. So I'm not like as caught up as you guys, but like from what I read, this is such a good story. Like so well written. The art is fantastic, and it's nice to see this character in a completely different way.
Yeah. And honestly, it should win best comic just off of Batman punting a child off of a boat as is. So that's why it gets my vote.
I mean, who hasn't wanted to do that?
God, especially. Let's move.
Make sure they have a life jacket on first.
That's true. We next go to our best writer. So best writer, we had some pretty solid submissions here. I'm going to get there. Let's in the run.
Still in Christmas vacation mode. I just want to drum roll for the list.
We had Jeff Johns, Benjamin Percy, David Pepose, Joe Kelly, Jerry Dugan. I'm going to butcher this name, so I apologize. Maria. Oh God, why do I have to do this to myself? Maruel. I can't pronounce it. I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh. Melissa Flores, Jason Aaron. Anyways, without further ado, the best writer for Amazing Spider-Man. We do have Joe Kelly for your best writer. This was a big one from Michael, actually. He was a big fan of Amazing Spider-Man. I personally haven't read it. I'm very behind. I don't know. Have any of you guys caught up on Amazing Spider-Man?
I haven't started since they put issue 1 out, and I've been meaning to get around to it.
I have too. I've heard really good things. Again, Michael, our founder there, he loves this run. He loves Joe Kelly. He loves anything that Joe Kelly touches, and he's been talking it up. So I do need to pick this up. I'm definitely going to probably dive into some of the trades and things when they do come out. And that's kind of where I'm at. So moving on, we now move to best artist. Let's hope I can pronounce names a little bit better here this time. So we had Dan Mora for Immortal Legend Batman, David Finch for Skinbreaker, Jamal Campbell for Zatanna from DC's All In, Luciano Vecchio from Uncanny X-Men, Caroline Shuda from Monster High, Dan Mora with also Justice League Unlimited. I'm not sure that got in there twice. Wait, who's doing these votes? Raleigh Rossmo for The Moon Is Following Us, and Leela Lies from a Hyde Street Story. That said, this one, the best.
Matt, you just muted yourself.
Caroline.
And the best artist. There we go.
Yeah.
Caroline Shuda from Monster High World Scare.
Yes. Now, I think we actually might have an acceptance video for this. I do believe. So why don't we roll the tape, and then we are going to throw it to Kat.
Piano and I are here to give a huge thank you to everyone who voted for the Nerd Initiative 2025 Cheersies Awards. It's really exciting to have been nominated in the first place, but to have won, that's like major. So thank you so much. Keep reading comics, keep reading Monster High comics, and I'm going to keep drawing.
She had an anti-possession tattoo on.
She did. I saw that too.
That was awesome.
You had a familiar with her.
Yeah.
Familiar with her.
Piano would die for Piano first and foremost. But speaking of would die for, Kat, this you're big on Monster High. Like I said, this is you nominated this one. What are your thoughts?
Yeah.
Hit us.
Man, I mean, after the way they ended New Scaremester, I was like, they are gonna have to find a way to like just continue that story. And I was so glad when they said, "Oh yeah, we had something else, another 5-issue series." And by the way, Caroline's back on art. So good.
Her artwork really is amazing.
Oh my
really
god,
good.
her art is just on another level with these books.
Well, it is, it is one that I know, like my daughter's wicked big into Monster High. And so I need to read it. I need to read it with her now that she's able to read. So it's definitely gonna be one I'm picking up. And now the fact that I know that Caroline's into like supernatural, thanks to Lauren, I am too. So that just puts it to the top of my list.
One day Tom will watch it.
And the new series starts at the end of the month. So
Oh,
Wait, hold on.
Yes.
Are we talking about Supernatural or are we talking about Monster High? Because
No,
I have
Monster
Monster
High, Monster
I was
High.
talking about Supernatural.
Supernatural, we're hoping.
Look, I'll be honest. I am very impressed that I remember when Monster High came out because I'm old.
Is Monster High that old?
Well, I
Yeah.
remember it being big when my
Was the
oldest
first-
was little.
Really?
Yeah, like we're
So
talking.
the first Monster
late
High came out when
90s, early
Jesus rose from the
2000s.
dead. That's what the first comic was about.
How old is Monster High? Did it start as comics or did it start as
No,
toys? I don't
but
even
off as
know.
a
no,
doll
it started
line
as
from Doll.
toys.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
It was
that's
started
what I
off.
thought.
It was like it was right around the whole time with the Bratz line and everything. They took
it came
that
after
particular
Bratz, though.
stylizing, and that's where we got Frankie Stein and
Well, I thought the faces
I
looked
mean-
familiar. I remember the Bratz was a big thing in the early 2000s.
Yeah, but these
and-
ones look better than Bratz.
Oh, they
And
do.
I feel like it was like they had the Ever High ones too. They were
Yeah,
like the princess
yeah.
ones. Yeah, so
Mhm.
Kaylee,
too.
my oldest, who's 22, like she had both of those dolls, and like her best friend was obsessed with Monster High. And that was like 2010 maybe.
2009, 2010. Yeah.
Okay.
Weird because I remember when it first launched too. Like, which is the crazy part.
Kat doesn't watch anything new either, so that if Kat is on something new, then that says enough right there. I feel like so good for you. Good shout out to Caroline and Piano. Piano's taking home the gold. More so, I love Piano. I would die. Anyways, best colors. You can't have a good comic book without the colors. And this year featured a lot of really good color work, such as Alex Sinclair's work in Sisterhood, a High Street Story. Matt Hollingsworth from Eddie Brock Carnage, Federico Blee from Imperial, which came out of Marvel this year, Ruth Redmond, Scarlet Witch, Joanna LaFuente from Power Rangers Prime, Brad Simpson and Feral, Mike Spicer, The Batman Second Night, and Federico Vincentini, excuse me, guys, names, woof. Miles Morales. So the winner of this one, this might be one that I was really excited for and really loved, and it is Alex Sinclair from Sisterhood, a Hyde Street Story, Ghost Machine, Image Comics. It is Hyde Street is a big yes. Hyde Street really is this horror comic created by Jeff Johns and Ivan Reis and Brad Anderson and Rob Lay, but they featured spinoffs. This was a 5-issue spinoff, which was about two sorority sisters named, Violet and Sophie.
No, they weren't sorority sisters. One of them was pledging their sorority. They were best friends growing up.
Best friends growing up. Yes. Thank you, Lauren. Violet was pledging, and something happens to Violet. Revenge is enacted, and the color work in this, the way the blues blended in, because there was a lot of reflective water stuff that kind of happened and played into the horror
Going through
elements.
different dimensions.
Yes, it was just absolutely incredible, stellar color work from Alex. And if you've checked out any of like his Batman runs, his DC Marvel work, Alex can color really well. And so it's, shout out to him. Like, a shout out to everybody who's nominated, but Alex did an extraordinary job. If you're looking for a quick read, especially something on the horror side of things, Hyde Street.
And it has an ending I did not see coming. That ending was fantastic.
Yes.
And yeah, the colors were beautiful, but still dark.
Yes.
But, yeah.
Good point.
There was more everything from Ghost Machine has been phenomenal. Rockefellers, Hornsby and Halo, Geiger, Redcoat, Rook Exodus. Like, I wish I could pick like all of them, but Hyde Street is definitely a category of its own with the horror element. And Sisterhood, like last year Devour was phenomenal, and this year Sisterhood was phenomenal.
I finally got around to reading Devour last year. And
oh
I was like,
yeah,
this is so good.
Such a dark twist and more generational trauma.
Who doesn't? We love trauma here, guys. This is how we bond. I mean, really. And nothing more traumatizing than a good Hyde Street story. As you know, Devour is the first one to come off it, and they all play back into the main Hyde Street story. So they're standalones, but they also feature some Easter eggs and things of that nature. So just thrown out there, you should definitely check it out.
It's all good.
To best letterer. Lettering is more often than not the most unsung part of reading a comic book. I mean,
Yes.
it's how you get the voices. And I don't know about you guys, Tom, when you read a comic, just because I can see this, you're a lot like me. I make up the voices in my head, and I can't do that without the lettering work. Is that kind of how you work too, as far as reading comics?
It's not necessarily so for me. It's if I have a frame of reference for a voice actor, like whenever I'm going to read Batman, I hear Kevin Conroy.
Yeah, okay.
Even if I'm reading Absolute Batman, I just hear gritty Kevin Conroy, but I don't hear
yes.
Christian Bale. Okay,
Ooh.
we're not going there.
I'm not wearing hockey pads.
No, not at all. Sorry, ladies.
Cat's like, why are you growling at me?
You should be, because Michael Keaton is my Batman.
Exactly.
Oh,
You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts.
Well, Robert Pattinson's mine.
But
So.
it's
Well,
more
that's
so when
weird.
it comes out of the lettering for me. What I enjoy is the letters themselves are not only conveying the message and the writer's words, but it's putting out a particular type of intensity. If we're going to get big, like huge onomatopoeias, which either could be done by the artist or done by the letterer, what is portrayed in that really gives out, what we should be feeling or what the character is. On top of that, even simple things like, I've read some books where we've had robotic characters, and it's done in a type print that is very sci-fi and robotic, right against another character that's fun and whimsy. And you might have that good old favorite Comic Sans that everybody hates nowadays. Things in
They
regards
really
to that.
do.
The lettering, it really is an unsung hero when it comes to comic. It really does drive home what the writer is trying to.
Well,
It
and
does,
I
yeah.
think you really notice it when it's not good. And so when it's really well, it just flows with the art, and you're not even, paying much mind to it. But every now and then you'll get one where you're like, oh, the lettering is not great. And then it reminds you of how important it is.
Mhm.
Yeah. And it's a hard job. That's not one. People think that in comics everything is easy. You can just pick up and do stuff. No, you got to fit things in the thought bubbles. You got to capture the spirit. You got to capture the voices.
Make
the
sure you don't
essence.
hide other art.
Yeah, and it's a very, very rough job. So this year we had a lot of really strong letters up for nominations. So we have Clayton Cowles, who's done an incredible job with DC. Hassan Otsmane Elhau, he's done incredible work. He got nominated for his work with Dark Horse, but he's on just about every book I see these days. Corey Pettit from Marvel Comics. Joe Caramagna is another one. He's gotten a ton of work with Marvel. He's getting recognized there. Just amazing. Becca Carey, my goodness, read the current Supergirl run, for instance. Her work with DC Comics stands out. Ed Dukeshire over at Image Comics.
Duke.
Yes. And then, of course, Rob Lay, who does all of Ghost Machine Image Comics lettering. And as we know, we might even just have to have a Ghost Machine image. Like, we might have to do each publisher next, because Ghost Machine is growing out of becoming an indie series. But he's doing all the lettering, and that can't be easy to do. So without further ado, the best letterer of 2025 goes to Rob Lay,
Woo.
Comics.
By no surprise, by the way.
Right. 100%. Yeah.
He's done a lot of really good work there. I mean, all these letters are amazing. Like I said, everybody on that list is a who's who of lettering. You see them, especially with their work on the bigger books and Dark Horse and things like that. So lettering can stand out, and Rob's lettering with Ghost Machine and Image Comics has stood out to the fans, and they have voted. That's back to back. He's 2 in a row. That's pretty. That's a testament to his work right there. Back to back winner.
Well, and I think it also shows what a strong team Ghost Machine is in general, because they all just have been putting out these phenomenal books, and their work just flows together. Like, I'm sure there's still a lot of work, but like they know each other so well. And Rob's even said in a panel that it's like at this point he doesn't even get much feedback on his lettering, because he just knows exactly what to do and how the artists want it and how the storytellers want it, and they all just
It's like a hive mind.
Yeah, and they just keep pushing out.
Let's hope they don't go to Dimension X. That's just, as far as hive mind goes. Let's hope they don't go to Hyde Street. Let's hope they don't go to Dimension X. Let's hope there's no Vecna or anything involved. So
just go watch Pluribus.
I do need to watch that. It is on my list. So Again, good job. Shout out to Ghost Machine, Image Comics, Rob Lay. Now we move on to the best limited run. There was a lot of really good runs out this year. Godzilla Destroys the Marvel Universe, Minor Threats, Welcome to Twilight, Monster High, House Hunters from IDW, Two-Face had a run by Christian Ward out DC Comics, Phoenix, Stephanie Phillips short run with Phoenix. We've got Marvel's Imperial, Echo, Seeker of Truth from Marvel as well, Daredevil, Cold Day in Hell out of Marvel. A lot of Marvel limited runs on here. And then there are 10 issues of The Moon is Following Us from Image Comics, which if you haven't read, that one is really, really, really solid. However, there can only be one in the best limited run from IDW Publishing, Monster High.
Hell yeah!
There we are again. And shout out to the team over there. And I think we actually have another video to play from Riley Farmer, the editor from this series.
Hi, Nerd Initiative. Riley Farmer, editor for Monster High, House Hunters here. Thank you so much for the nomination and for the fans for voting us Best Limited Series of the Year. Shout out to the entire team. Couldn't have done it without Ben Kahn and Sonia Liao, the real driving forces behind this, creating the characters, creating the story. Had so much fun working with them. And of course, Rebecca Nolte, Johanna Natalie, and Cassandra Jones. Just a wonderful, wonderful team, and I'm glad that people are loving it. Thank you to Nerd Initiative for the support for all things Monster High this year. In 2026, we have a lot more fun things coming out, so be on the lookout for that. And thank you so much.
Excellent. She even had her Monster High dolls back there. That was fun.
I will say, there is not enough good things I could say about this series. This was my favorite limited series I got to do this year. Like,
really? Okay. Lauren and I interviewed Ben, and Ben is a great writer.
Oh my god, Ben really took these characters and really kind of like did a fun, like horror-filled story, which made me excited. And we also got the intro of a new character in that series, which made me very excited because I was like, oh, thank you. We get a new character in the mythos of this.
Oh, I love that. A new character. Yeah, honestly, Kat, you're selling me on Monster High. That's one that's moving up my pull list as it brings something. Like, shout out to them. IDW really has had a really under the radar year of 2025, in my opinion. And I know their 2026, without a doubt, is going to only get better.
Their return to Sleepy Hollow has been good.
Yeah.
It's only 2 issues in though, so
it really has. They're IDW Dark. So I know, for example, Event Horizon, it's on its second printing. That's been great. Christian Ward's doing that one, but they have a lot of other ones coming, and I can't wait to see what else they have coming down the pipe. So speaking of publishers and IDW having a really good year, let's talk about the best publisher of 2025. You know, the big ones. We got Dynamite. We've got IDW, Dark Horse Comics, Skybound Entertainment, Mad Cave Studios, Image Comics, Marvel Comics, and DC Comics. And this one was close. We all would have assumed, hey, DC with their Absolute series, man, this is a no-brainer going home, right? We all thought that.
No, I didn't.
Kat had faith, and Kat's faith gave this legs, because shout out to IDW Publishing for winning Best Publisher of 2025. That's incredible work. They've done.
I'm going to jump in here on this one.
Tom, you're a big Godzilla fan, yeah.
I am a Godzilla fan, but more so, you know what else IDW has been putting out?
Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees.
Jason Aaron just ended his time on Ninja Turtles after issue 12, I believe it was. And Star Trek. I'm sorry, you're right. It is Star Trek. It is, which take it away.
We've got our good friend Tim Sheridan writing phenomenal Lower Deck. On top of it, also right now, Star Trek Voyager Homecoming is such a great play in canon. So I can't say enough of what they're doing with the Star Trek franchise. On top of it, there's also the Strange New Worlds run that's coming right now. We've got red shirts going. Like, they understand Trek, and also everything they've done in the past year following up. We had the Lore War, which you can check out all the reviews on the website that I did, which really was a twist, especially because it was Star Trek finally did multiverse, and they did it well, and they tied it up with a little photon torpedo bow and sent it off, and didn't have to make it an odd number movie. If you know, you know.
I'm admittedly not a Star Trek is the one nerd fandom I have not found my way into yet, but I loved him. And then also Jackson Lansing and Colin Kelly have been writing some Star Trek. And I've seen just big numbers of people talking up Star Trek.
And the last Starship, the new one that's out. I think we can finally spoil the fact Kirk is back in one way, shape, or form, and we know our good friend Sean von Gorman.
Well, I didn't know that.
Dude, spoilers. What the heck, man? I didn't know that.
Well, you don't even follow Star Trek. But I know our good friend Sean von Gorman of comics.
Yes,
has been doing a few covers for it as well. His Spock with a Spork is it needs to be on my wall.
That's Spock with a spork.
That's a fun
Spock with a spork.
I was gonna say also, I know like we have Starfleet Academy coming out soon on Paramount Plus.
Oh, we do, yeah.
Yes, and reviews done by me later this month.
Yeah, I hope IDW does some kind of comic within that, because that would be amazing. Just like getting to see Starfleet Academy in a comic, like, come on.
Okay, he holds it. All right. Well, let's go. Keep this going. Let's see if they can take 3 in a row home, because now we are moving on to the best editor. Ben Abernathy for the Energon universe from Image Skybound. CB Cebulski from Marvel Comics. Nick Lowe did Spider-Man Noir from Marvel Comics. Riley Farmer, Monster High, IDW Publishing. Chris Conroy, Absolute Wonder Woman, DC Comics. Tom Brevoort, X-Men, Marvel Comics. And this is another close one, because, hey, DC and IDW are neck and neck in this one. But there can be one. And for the 3rd trophy in a row, IDW,
my goodness,
Riley Farmer taking home the best editor. Oh my, what a year. Like, this is
New Scaremaster to World Scare to all the one shots to all house hires and all the books that are coming up. Like, this is going to be a good year.
Just insane. And editors, man, they are the ones that look over the comic book. They are the ones that make sure it is good to go, and that is what's going to see the public. And without the editors, they have another very underappreciated job. They are just as important as anybody else. Any spelling mistakes, any continuity errors, things of that nature. So I do believe Riley has a video.
Editor of the year. That's so crazy. Thank you so much to Nerd Initiative for the nomination and everybody who voted. This is insane. Thank you to all of my wonderful coworkers at IDW who keep me going every day, who motivate me, who inspire me. Thank you, my friends and family, for supporting me when it's hard to stay motivated and inspired sometimes. Thank you to my boyfriend, who I'm pretty sure voted for me like a million times. Editors work really hard behind the scenes, so it's really heartwarming to receive recognition every now and then, to really keep us going. I did a lot of fun things: Monster High, Sleepy Hollow, graphic novels, all at IDW this year in 2025, and I'm excited to continue doing that in 2026. Lots of exciting and new things coming this year. Thank you so much. I promise to do this title a great honor.
Dang,
that was sweet.
Listen, find yourself a significant other that
will vote
like,
for
just
you.
pumps your tires like that.
Cheersies.
For the nerd, nothing bigger. There is not a bigger award show out there. I'm telling you. Oscars, no. The Ringo, no, not at all. It's the Nerd Initiative Cheersies, and that is amazing work. Like I said, IDW, like, hey, I've never won a trophy in my life. Maybe I need to see if they have any job openings, because they are just cleaning house, and deservedly really excellent job. And you can read all of Kat's reviews, because Kat is the Monster High champion of the world over there. But like we've already talked about, Tom has talked about Star Trek, Lauren has talked about Sleepy Hollow. They've got a lot of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles runs going on over there, whether it's Godzilla versus Boston, Kansas City, Los Angeles, or it is Godzilla versus the Turtles, or the Turtles runs themselves. They've got a few out there right now.
Or the IDW
and I'm waiting
crossover with Boom with Power Rangers.
Or the
gotta get my Rangers.
Yes.
When I'm waiting for The Hunger and the Dusk is supposed to come back. That's been a phenomenal comic, and it's been on a very long hiatus.
Well,
from IDW.
Maybe this is the kickstart that they needed to get it back.
A Cheersies Award. They're like, we have to finish this.
Okay. And speaking of kickstarting, we do have next up best Kickstarter campaign. Can
we give Matt best segue, by the way, just on that?
I'm trying my best. This is actually,
was well played.
Me championing, trying to see if they'll bring me to San Diego to give out the award show. Yeah, host a panel, maybe an award show. I don't know. Like, hey, guess what? The Eisners, if you need somebody, I know a guy. It's me. I'm the guy. But anyways, these Kickstarter campaigns are backed by people like you, people like me. These guys are out here.
PBS.
I do. Well, never mind. Not going into that. Yes. Somebody's got to be the new public broadcasting station. Okay. And it's Nerd Initiative with our Cheersies Awards. And without people spending their hard earned money to back these comic books to get made, these books don't get made. And some of our favorite books have been Kickstarter campaigns, such as Rise from Pocket Watch Press and Trevor Fernandez over there. He's been on the show for Hops Geek News a couple times. Amazing work that they do over there. Cockhead from Comic Soup. So, our good friends over there. We even have a variant cover actually coming up for this comic book. I believe we get it in February. No big deal. Super Guy issues 1 and 2. My Date with the President's Daughter. Anthony is out there. That was a good one. Megan has been promoting that, and I have to check it out. Gem in the Holograms, outrageous comic collection from Boom.
I need
my
to
nomination.
That right there,
Truly,
Cat.
truly
Yes, and I love it because Gem in the Holograms, that takes me back.
Oh my gosh, businesswoman by day, pop star by night. Amazing.
Yes. We do have a couple of these got on here twice. I'm not sure why, but the last but not least, Armored by Michael Schwartz, Clover Press. He did a Kickstarter for the trade hardcover and then issue number 6. He's been on Lauren and I show. He's a friend of both Nerd Initiative and Hops Geek News. So those, and this one was close too. This one was a pretty close one between a couple. It came down to Gem and it came down to Armored, but in the end, the armor was too strong because Armored and Michael Schwartz and Clover Press back to back right there. 2 years running. It was very, very close. Like we're talking mere like single digit percentages in voting. But
See, every vote counts, kids.
It does. If they tell you, don't worry, why do I need to vote? My vote doesn't matter. It could. It does. And Lauren,
your vote might change the life.
Your thoughts on Armored?
Cheersies nominee. I love Armored. We've done a bunch of the reviews over the last year, and issue 6 just came out. It's a fantastic, like all ages comic. It's got humor in it, it's got action in it, and it's got some heartfelt stuff. It does not have generational trauma, but it could. Maybe
actually,
it'll
kind of
keep
does.
Going.
The kid loses his parents.
Yes, but he's doing good.
Trauma.
So they have baggage, but I wouldn't say it's generational trauma because it's like so the parents lost their child and the kid lost his parents, and then these parents adopt the kid. But it's not that simple. So there's obviously some heartfelt stuff going on with that. But then this kid finds this suit of armor, but it's not just any suit of armor. This suit of armor comes with a ghost. So that's kind of like a manual on the suit of armor, but there's a lot of other stuff going on. There's zombies, there's a girl he likes, there's all sorts of different things. But it's really good. It's a mystery, and again, it's like an all ages kind of ghost story comic. It's 6 issues in, and it's still going.
It's solid. It really is.
It's fantastic. It's like Jarvis or Friday, just with a Scottish accent.
Yes,
and great lettering.
Oh yeah, the lettering. Yes, because you can hear the accent with the lettering.
That's right.
That's right. That was a good one. Hey,
Oh, you know.
All right.
I really need to read this now, don't I?
And speaking of Kickstarters, these can be considered indie comics at the same time. And really, indie comic books are the backbone of the comic book industry. A lot of people have gotten their start in indie comics, working for publishers such as Dynamite, Mad Cave, even Clover Press. And so that takes us to our best indie series of the year. Again, this one, it came down. There was 3, actually every vote came down to single digits. 2% separates the winner from second place. And so we have Rocket Fellers from Ghost Machine, Rook Exits from Ghost Machine, Stranger Things and Dungeons and Dragons, The Rise of Hellfire from Dark Horse Comics. We got the Power Fantasy out of Image, Kill Train from Mad Cave, Exquisite Corpses out of Image Comics, Space Ghost from Dynamite, and that, I already said the Rocket Fellers. So without further ado, best indie series, really, really great friend of Nerd Initiative and just everybody out there. One of the nicest people you ever meet. Congratulations, David Pepose, winning the best indie series for his work on Space Ghost. And I had the graphic over here somewhere, but I think more than the graphic, Tom, I believe he sent in did he send in a video?
Push the button.
Hi, this is David Pepose, writer of Space Ghost, and I just want to say how unbelievably grateful we are to receive such a prestigious honor from the fine folks at Nerd Initiative. working on a book like Space Ghost with such an amazingly talented creative team like Jonathan Lau and Andrew Dahlhaus and Taylor Esposito and Joe Rybandt, it's made Space Ghost one of my favorite books in my career. So it's a real honor for all the retailers and readers and fans who just continue to champion this book month in and month out. So thank you, Nerd Initiative, for this amazing honor.
And what a guy. I do want to say, like, David Pepose, I met him at Emerald City Comic Con a few years ago. Took my son to his first convention. He met my son there. And then this year at MegaCon, we saw him again, and he asked how my son was doing. And it's the things like that that stand out to me. He's very much a great human being who writes some killer stories.
Let me just throw this one in here as too. Having interviewed David on here several times for his various things, whether it's Captain Planet, Space Ghost,
Speed Racer, even
absolute Speed Racer. I've been covering that, and I've just again comes down to lettering, where they throw the things in. He also has a really great book out now, and I just want to plug this one for him.
Oh yeah,
10-Ton Titan Terrier. It's a labor of love. It was a book that he wrote this for his actual dog himself. He and I were talking in New York this past year, and he's just such a wonderful guy, just like Matt said, and he deserves all the flowers. Just like, he's one of them elder millennials, like some of us here on the channel. And, he's done so many other great franchises, Speed Racer, Space Ghost,
Savage Avengers, even too. Like he's got
Savage Avengers
things, like
And so his take on these certain things, like even after, and I'm just going to say Captain Planet, which I know didn't make it to the list, and that's okay, and that's over at Dynamite. Captain Planet, he did something in issue 1. I messaged him directly, and he's like, surprised you, didn't I? So he understands characters. He writes beautiful characters. So again, if you get a chance to read his stuff on other imprints or whatnot, or particularly go and pick up 10-Ton Titan Terrier. Say that 3 times.
That's what I was going to say.
Mother of God.
You are going to have such a wonderful treat. So, David, you deserve everything and then some. And thank you for being such a great friend to us.
Yeah, my husband laughed at me on Free Comic Book Day when I grabbed Speed Racer. I'm like, it's because it's David Pepose. And he's like, what? I'm like, just leave me alone.
He's one of those names you see on a book and you're going to pull it.
I'm saying all these really great books that he's done that are like family friendly and everything. Do you know what the first book was of his that I read?
What was it?
Devil Wears My Face.
Oh my God. Oh, that's right. That was and that's all about like some dark exorcisms and stuff like that.
Dude, and like my Catholic school kid was going, yay!
What is it? Devil Wears My Face? I read that one.
Yeah, it was really
my
good.
first was Savage Avengers.
I think my first like horror book, not necessarily one he did, but my first horror book was Exorcism at 1600 Pen. I was like,
that's a really good one too. I remember my first time.
Can we do a new category? What's your favorite
exorcism
book?
Yeah, you haven't had an exorcism? I grew up in Massachusetts. It's like witch trials.
You
haven't gone on trial for being a witch, or have you really lived?
We should add some random categories.
Some,
like what's your favorite
horror?
Favorite comic book that has exorcism?
Oh, we should do best kill. That would be great. Oh, that'd be fun. Anyways, moving on. We've had to separate a couple, obviously DC and Marvel. If we just put them in,
Land Shark or Jump the Shark. Sorry.
We do have the best DC series up next, and to no surprise, we've got Absolute Batman in there, the Aquaman, All In, Green Lantern, Trinity, daughter of Wonder Woman, Supergirl. Which, if you're not reading Sophie Campbell's Supergirl, trust me, it is
so good.
Cat's on board. It has a message every month, and it hits me in the feels. So just hits right there. Incredible. New Gods from Ram V, Absolute Martian Manhunter, which is just kicked back up with issue 7.
The art on that. Oh my gosh.
Denise Camp, shout out to him and Javier Rodriguez. And then Batman Dark. So a lot of good DC books out there this year, but one stood tall amongst the rest, and that was Absolute Batman by Scott Snyder, Nick DeGrasse.
No surprise.
No way.
There really is no surprise.
Seriously?
It was it speaks.
I like that you guys picked a different variant cover.
I did. Well, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and spoil the best ongoing series. We're gonna skip Marvel for a second because I feel like we'll just do this. So best ongoing series. It was down to Absolute Batman, The Rockefellers, Ultimate Spider-Man, Green Lantern, Uncanny X-Men, Redcoat, Power Rangers Prime, Fantastic Four, and of course, Look,
Absolute
Batman,
Spoilers.
Absolute Batman and IDW did some killer work this year, and Scott should be proud. You know, Frank Martin, Nick Dragata, that whole team should be really proud of what they have done, but not even just in the
What they're
Absolute
doing.
Batman. It's what they're doing, but it's also what they're doing with the Absolute Crew. You've got Jason Aaron writing Superman. You've got Kelly Thompson and Hayden Sherman working on Absolute Wonder Woman, which just had the first crossover for the Absolute Universe, which was so heartwarming. It really has ignited something in comic books that just cannot be understated. I cannot put it into words.
I will also say I appreciate you decided to use the Bane cover for this because he looks so small head, giant body.
He
Is
does.
just like perfect.
Yeah.
I got this tiny head. Also, I've used that
But it
because
makes sense
Absolute
because of-
Batman crushed it, and Bane crushes things.
But what he's doing to his body, it makes sense.
It does. It is a very body horror. All right, body horror at the same time. I don't want to spoil. I can't spoil it.
And
It's
I
hard
liked
enough
his
to spoil.
origin too with his dad. I was
Yes.
like, whoa.
Daddy wasn't there. All right?
Generational trauma.
Generational trauma.
Yeah. It,
Tonight's theme of the
generational
Generational
trauma.
Cheersies.
Emotional.
Speaking
damage.
of tonight's theme, brought to you by we don't have any sponsors. So if you want to sponsor the Cheersies next year, this is a perfect time for you to do so. As you can see, very prestigious award. We've got the who's who out here, and we've got 2 more categories left, guys. Just 2 more. So we're gonna throw this on over to the best Marvel series, which was very close again. We've got Benjamin Percy's Predator Kills the Marvel Universe, X Factor, Eddie Brock Carnage, The West Coast Avengers, Uncanny X-Men, which shout out Gail Simone, just love her to death. Gwenpool, Captain America by Chip Zdarsky, Miles Morales, and Ultimate Wolverine by friend Chris Condon, which if you haven't read that, Chris Condon, great dude. And he is also coming back to MegaCon this year. And it was close, like I said, very close. But Captain America cannot be beaten, as Captain America by Chip Zdarsky was voted best Marvel series of the year last year. I read the first couple of issues, and there's a reason. It's very, very good. This is a modern take on Captain America. And as a veteran myself, there's a lot of elements from the Afghanistan war that I've experienced firsthand. And the comic brought back a lot of the senses, the smells, the desert heat, things like that, because Cap is dealing with that portion of his life and time. So I really resonated with me. Have you guys read this book at all?
I haven't, but now I'm wondering if they had somebody with your experience that helped contribute to the book.
Be curious. Like, don't get me wrong. I wasn't out there, catching bullets or anything like that. I put, gas on airplanes and things.
That's not how you lost your eye?
My eye, unfortunately, no. Crazy story is I told my wife to just go make dinner already.
I knew that's not
ready.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, I thought you told her you were buying more.
I actually told Kat
every
that
time
Monster High wasn't going to win anything, and that's how my.
No, you did that. No, you didn't use that lie to me.
You should come up with a different story every time someone comments on
I actually do.
your
It's like the Joker. Well, what happened to your eye? Well, you see, kids. I
Oh.
told my co-host once upon a time that hazy IPAs suck. And I
had
told
it
Tom that the
coming.
Navy is awful. So there we go.
I tried to open a champagne bottle with
I
a
said,
sword.
Tom, nobody likes the
Hold on,
Power Rangers.
Hold on, wait a second. So now that Matt is muted, how's everybody doing tonight?
It can't be beaten forever.
Fantastic.
Best Marvel series, yes. Captain America, man, he stands tall.
But no, I haven't read this. I want to read this.
I was so hoping Gwenpool was going to win because me and Megan had reviewed that, and
You
both
have.
of us had talked about the ending, and we were like, "Oh my god, this is not what we saw coming."
Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh. Well, I mean, all these comic books on here, you guys should read. Like Predator Kills the Marvel Universe was a 5-issue run. It just wrapped up. Like Uncanny X-Men, amazing work. Ultimate Wolverine is Wolverine as the Winter Soldier. So
honestly, it's a little bit like Absolute Batman because it's all the characters but they're not the characters they're flipped on their head kind of thing with Ultimate Wolverine. But I'm the one that nominated X Factor, and everybody slept on X Factor. It was like a PG-13 The Boys with how they were marketing the superheroes, and it was really good. And I was kind of bummed because I had heard, I don't know if this is true, that they were going to do it a few more issues and it wasn't really gaining steam, but I loved it. It was like hilarious and like very self-aware and like commenting on social media stuff, and like it was basically like VOT. I thought it was great.
Considering coming out of what we saw at 2024 New York Comic Con, and them pushing out, we're doing these 3 big X runs, and we're gonna have that. It's really surprising that how much came out, and then like I guess you had to have the middle child of X Factor, being the silent sleeper. So if Lauren said it's good, I got to go read it.
I do.
Like
It's
X
really
was
good.
also very good. Like getting to see Miss Marvel back in that, I was like, oh my god, this is so what I was hoping.
Yeah, I'm like X-Men with me. I'm very behind on a lot of the X-Men just because I spend a lot of time with, all the like DC and stuff like that. So I do need to catch up on a lot of that, especially Uncanny X-Men. I know Megan has been championing that as well. So I do need to I need to pick up a lot of these books, like local comic book shops, guys. That's why we do these things. And there's trades even, but individual issues are amazing. And speaking of, the first issue of anything or in the first of anything often is, the big selling point. Am I going to love this? Am I going to not like it?
Yeah.
And this year we saw a lot of really strong entries into the comic book world with a lot of really strong debut issues. And so like the Predator kills the Marvel universe, that started off just absolutely insane. We got Minor Threats, Welcome to Twilight. The Punisher Red Band was incredible work. Nova Centurion, The Infernal Hulk, Monster High House Hunters, DC's KO, DC's New Gods, and we got Escape from Image, which is a very good telling about like kind of World War II vibes. If you haven't read Escape, Yancey, our man Year of the Collector, shout out to him. He loves Escape and cannot get enough. So check out his reviews there. But real quick, what were some of do you guys like first issues? Any big ones stand out for you guys this year that were like, oh wow, this first issue sucked me in entirely fast?
I mean,
Archie,
World Scare, and House Hunters, but
Archie and House Hunter, yeah.
Also, Daredevil, Cold Day in Hell.
That one was solid.
Yes.
Yes.
Away.
Oh yeah, Gwenpool #1. The way it ends, I was like, oh, we are in for a ride.
A lot of good cliffhangers too. Yeah.
Also, Quick Stops. They did a volume 3 of Quick Stops by Kevin Smith. And that was like 4 standalone issues, and they were all like fantastic. But like the one on Dogma was so good, and it was like a nod to Alan Rickman, but it was also a nod to a fictional character. But I never want to say that this fictional character died because I feel like a lot of people still haven't seen this movie, so I don't want to spoil it. It's somebody in the Askew-niverse. You know who it is.
Tom,
but it was a beautiful nod.
I didn't mean to cut you off, Lauren. I was playing you off the stage. My bad.
The question is, was that person supposed to be at work that day?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't supposed to be at work that day.
She doesn't know what she's saying. She got
so you. for debuts, I got to go back to Pepos, man. What he did in Speed Racer #1.
Oh yeah.
And then I'm really surprised with everything that's going on, especially with the Absolute Universe. I'm really surprised that All In didn't make it into this list because it was the predecessor. It literally was the debut that kicked off this whole new everything. So that one threw me for a loop, especially with it being a flip book that you read it one way and then you grabbed it, and you turned it around and you read it the other way.
I love some stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Just for the fact that you remember that in the book, but to the point that, where Darkseid took it. Spoilers, it's been out long enough if you don't know.
It really has. Yeah. I mean, I was really surprised DC All In didn't make it in here. But Speed Racer, again, knowing what we know from different iterations to how we got this really nice fresh reset. Captain Planet #1, like I just said, again, Pepos just does this stuff, man. I'm sorry. Yeah. He does.
He didn't win the award, but I like his stuff.
But there was a lot of this is a hard one because all these are really good. I really liked what they each did. I took the time to read every single first issue that was nominated, and the winner, however, is a DC. Believe it or not, it is DC KO issue #1. It's Joshua Williamson in them, and this launched the whole big tournament that they had been teasing for a while. It kicked off in October, and the tournament just had wrapped up its fight month with incredible fights, absolute bloodbath.
And a big shock of a kill. I was like, whoa, they did not just do that.
There were some big kills. I mean, even in the first debut issue, there's some things that just get absolutely wonky in the way that Williamson is really able to tie in almost like 3 different storylines at different points into these. It's incredible. It's really good. And so DCKO, this was their big hype aside from the Absolute Universe, and it stuck the landing. And as you can see, it was voted as the best debut issue of 2025.
I think it deserves it.
Yeah,
it was really good.
It was really solid, I thought, and well deserved. I mean, all of these that were nominated, everybody absolutely should be proud of themselves. They've been putting stellar work out there from IDW. Like, I just love seeing them on there so much because they I want to shout out Greg and Kim over there, the publicists for IDW, they are so on top of it. They are so sweet and so nice and so helpful. Just seeing their names come into the emails, they don't get enough love. I should do like a best publicist award, but
Yes.
you know, they just shout out to what they're doing over there, and I really think that you can see it all the way from the publishers to the
they love
awards
it.
tonight, that there is
Yeah.
a really good culture over there, and we need publishers like IDW and we need publishers like DC. They're all the same. Like they are all equally important.
Mhm.
Um,
Well, and one we didn't really talk about at all that was Boom, and Something is Killing the Children has been phenomenal, but
Yeah.
it's been going on for years. So I felt like you don't really think of like, oh, just 2025, but that's been great. And there's been spin-offs with it. You know, the what is it? A
Mhm.
Monster Hunter walks
Agreed.
into a bar, which I still think should be Dean Winchester's biography. But they have all these like Slaughterhouse spin-offs, and they're just getting more into that universe. And there's going to be live action stuff going on and Netflix stuff, and that, you know, that's been super awesome. And Grimm's another fantastic one that we didn't talk about that I also is going to
that wrapped up,
going
and
to
it's
Netflix.
getting it's getting a show too. Like so many comic
Yeah.
books being made into TV shows or movies now. It's such a great time.
It is a great time. So yeah, pick up your comics, especially because you want to read them before it gets turned into stuff. So
Oh,
it's always fun to
absolutely.
be in there when it starts.
Yeah.
But-
Well, since Lauren, as we begin to kind of wrap up, why don't you go ahead and tell people where they can find you and kind of what's on the horizon for Hops Geek News?
So you can find me everywhere at Hops Geek News, along with Matt, who just introduced me. We just dropped our what we're most excited for 2026. Of course, my most excited for is The Boys. I cannot wait for The Boys and to see Misha Collins, Jared Padalecki, and Jensen Ackles together on screen once again. Hopefully, Misha does not get exploded, but I have a feeling they might explode him again.
I have a bad
And then
feeling
we
too.
will be recapping Stranger Things. We have not sat down to talk that whole season,
Yeah, it's
so
true,
that's
we
what we
haven't.
have coming up. As far as Nerd Initiative, of course, we all have comic reviews every Wednesday, and I will also have a book review coming out this week on The Frozen River, which has been a really fantastic
Ooh.
novel. So I only have about 100 pages left. I'm hoping to finish it like tonight or tomorrow
Exciting.
because really good. I have it right here because I wanted to.
She's trying
I'm
to
at
read.
that point.
Jeez.
I'm at that point in the book where I just bring it everywhere, so I can just, if I can get 2 pages in, I'm like, yes. That's when you know a book's
Hold it up.
good.
It's true.
Hold it up.
Oh, sorry.
Hold it up one more time.
It's
Ooh,
that
that's
book.
a good looking
Oh,
cover.
Ah.
And then,
Thank you,
Kat,
Vanna.
speaking of reviews, we dropped a review on the Pit. So why don't you tell everybody where they can find you and what you've got to look forward to?
Yeah, well, you guys can find my reviews and articles on the NI website. My Substack is, I have a new issue coming out on Friday. It's going to kind of recap everything from this week. And as Matt said, we just got to, thanks in part to HBO Max for giving us these screeners. We got to do a non-spoiler review for the first 9 episodes of The Pit. I won't really say much, but I will say, if you loved season 1, you are going to fall in love with the second season. It is so good. We are going to have weekly reviews dropping every week starting this Thursday, so make sure you keep an eye on the site for all
Yeah.
those. But yeah, that's kind of all.
Big things. Tom, what do we got coming from off the cuff Tom and his incredible Play for Keeps work?
So just in general with Nerd Initiative, I mean, I still have the comic book reviews. I've got toy reviews. I've got Play for Keeps. We're going to be talking about that. As a matter of fact, later this month, the Deep Dive Diva herself, Lauren, will be guesting on Play for Keeps, talking about that fantastic figure line of All American Girl. I can't wait to see how it goes with that. Speaking of which, taking a page out of the Hops Geeks idea, we're doing next week on Play for Keeps, Get Your Kicks on 26, talking about all the fantastic pre-order figures. I guess I can finally say it now because we are in 2026. Ladies and gentlemen, Nerd Initiative will be for their first time ever at New York Toy Fair. I will be covering...
What?
That's right. I will be covering everything on the floor. We're going to be talking to Loyal Subjects, the Nacelle Company, Mattel. I'm going to be in every single booth I can possibly get. I
This man's on a
cannot wait.
mission.
I've
I
got
love it.
I've got the TV reviews coming up. I mean, I still got audiobook reviews in the chamber. I mean, I think there's just one group I'm not in, and that's
Maybe.
movies.
Maybe. Well, yeah, I guess you're right. Well, we can
Yeah.
change that. Don't worry.
Takes one
No.
movie review to change that all.
It does
change
take
all
one,
that.
brother.
Yeah.
Yes. Tom's out there killing it, man. Make sure
Oh, I-
you join
I
the
was
group.
also going to say, so I'm not going to spoil anything for this, but there's a project coming up from an actor that I follow that I'm hoping I'm going to try to see if I can get an interview for it because, God, the photos alone and the teaser, y'all are not ready for what's coming with that.
When Kat's all excited, that gets me pumped because I just love the excitement that she brings.
Oh,
and
man.
you already know. So we'll try to work that. But yeah, I mean, gosh, we're launching. So this is a new year for Nerd Initiative. There's been a lot of turnover. So we appreciate everybody who, voted, everybody who nominated, everybody who just is doing incredible work out there, whether it's comic books, it's movies, it's TV shows, it's gaming. We've got some gaming content coming from you guys. We've
And
got
some anime for the first time.
Yes, anime content's coming. And so really there's just a lot happening. We're launching a podcast where pretty much everybody at Nerd Initiative is going to have a voice in various things. We've got Fallout reviews every Wednesday coming from, Janelle and Thomas, which also includes a big giveaway. So get in on that giveaway. We've got, the Pit reviews each Thursday. We've got book reviews, comic book reviews on New Comic Book Day. So no matter what it is,
to watch the Pit.
You already know that
So good.
That's what I keep hearing. I keep hearing it's phenomenal. And I used to love ER.
Well,
It's not ER.
But it's Noah Wiley.
Yes,
it's not ER.
But it's not ER. I didn't watch
ER
the
in
first
probably
season,
20 years.
but the second season so far, the 9 episodes has blown me away. And it's just incredible. So it's
I've heard
worth
nothing
watching.
but incredible.
It's probably the
things.
best medical drama of the decade, if not the best.
No, it's probably
drama.
the best one that's ever been.
I was going to say ever, but I didn't want to be like, oh, well, this is that guy, but it might be actually my opinion. So
yeah,
do that. And then, of course, everybody make sure to go ahead, like, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Hit the notification button, tap the thumbs up, all of that. Just tap it in for anything and everything from nerdinitiative.com. And we will see you guys. That's the only way you're going to be able to find out what's going on. Just go to the website, go to our YouTube channel, do all that good stuff. Tom, Lauren, Kat, it's been a pleasure hosting this awards with you this year. Can't wait to do it again next year. And I can't wait to see what comic books we have coming out. So thank you, everybody. We will see you next time. Peace.
I'm out.